According to this, I'm live. But I'm using something new, so I have no idea if it's fucking working. It says that I am streaming to Facebook and YouTube all at the same time. But I don't know if it's actually functioning the way that I thought it was functioning. I guess maybe I can go to Facebook on my phone and see if it is. Maybe. Oh, seems to be working on Facebook. Yeah, no idea if it's working on the YouTubes or not. Oh, ooh, when you comment it on my screen, it shows me what you're commenting from. So like Scott, Uncle Guns, Javier, Dana are all on YouTube and have commented. And I saw it on my device on the Facebooks. So this dual streaming thing may actually be working. Like who knew? Who knew? I don't know if I have the ability to set like admins or moderators. Like I don't know if that still works. So I know like on before, like Crystal or Mike could like type in shit. Mark is on Facebook probation or something, or Facebook probation. I guess you're on YouTube. You're on Facebook. I see the little F. Colt, hello, sir. Javier, no, it is the same camera I have been using. I am just running it through my Chromebook instead of my old desktop PC. And I discovered today doing some tests that my old desktop PC sucks balls. I was trying out a new camera. I was going to use my GoPro Hero 10 or Hero Black 10, and it has a micro HDMI out, and I don't have a micro HDMI cable, nor does my fucking tiny town that I live in own a micro HDMI cable, so I have one coming in the mail, and I'm back to my Canon whatever the fuck it's not an Elf, whatever their camcorders are called. Vixia, I think. Same mic I'm always been running, same video capture device, just into a different piece of hardware in front of me. So I think that old desktop back there on the wall is probably just, and we're going to be done with it. Although the next live stream should have a different camera as well, just because it would be easier for me to use that GoPro for everything instead of just camcorder with 73 wires running out of it. But we'll see if the new GoPro cuts the mustard next week. I did a test last week on Facebook Live with that GoPro through my phone, and a couple people saw it and commented, and I was really just trying to see if it would work. And Mike told me that it was the best video he had seen. So I was like, there's got to be, is it the camera? Apparently the piece of hardware that it's running through is quite relevant as well. Crystal, hello. Hello, Scott. The other Scott. Hello, TJ. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by Rock God Brewing Company. I'm not even drinking one of their beers tonight. I have some maple ginger mead that I'm trying, and it's tasty. However, I do have downstairs in my refrigerator some Imperium, which is fucking awesome. You should get some if they have any left. I have some bottles for delivery to Colt, and some that I have to mail out to Jerry, Iroquois foreskin. But I'm struggling to find packing material in my house that I like. I may have to go pick something up. So let's see. Where are we going with stuff? Oh, I am currently wearing the sample of the new Tremis Dynamics hoodie. I had to go to a new printer, and so I'm wearing that, and there's a sample of a new t-shirt. It's not new, it's the same t-shirt, it's just with the new printer. But I have approved the samples. They were here while I was in Illinois, and checked them out last night, and like the hoodie now has like graphics on the arm and the back. It still has like the flag, and so that'd be pretty cool. I'm happy with the t-shirt and the hoodies, so they will go on the website sometime this week. The Patriot Smoke, yeah, that thing, the cannon shot was pretty fucking badass, and I am glad that I have one. I also just today saw a prototype picture of something else from Patriot Gear that isn't smoke, and it's pretty cool too. Like, it'll be out soon, not like real far away, because the picture I got wasn't really of like a prototype. It was of a picture of a whole pile of the first production run of what they're doing. So Javier, how is Jay doing? I have not had an update since I have been out of town, and I just got back in town. I haven't even been back 24 hours. So I haven't heard anything since I got back. And if I did, I probably wouldn't talk about it on the YouTubes, because that's kind of his private, good or bad. It's like, I know it's okay for you to know, but I don't necessarily wouldn't want to just put it where everybody can see it. Steve Furman, hello, sir. A lot of folks on the YouTubes. I don't know, a couple on the Facebooks. It doesn't really give me I guess, oh, I have 3 on Facebook and 8 on YouTube is what it's saying currently. If I mouse over it. Interesting. So let me get to my list. Let's see. Sample shirts and hoodies. Really wasn't first on my list, but it was on the list. So I will cross it off of the list. If you're looking, it's getting to be hoodie weather, hence the reason I got my ass on doing the artwork for a hoodie. Well, maybe this, since YouTube won't load for Colt, this whole back and forth thing is the way to go. My dog is outside eating something. Don't know what. Not my problem. But anyhow, I also had Patriot Smoke on my list, and since Uncle Guns brought it up, I do have some. I still have some left. Not a ton, but in double digits. So I had set aside some for my Del Rio trip in November. Like, people have already like pre-ordered some for that trip. I'm going to take them with me when I go down, and I still have some left. So if you're still interested, you have the opportunity to get some. So there is that. Those are the gear things. Oh, I guess there's more stuff. There are, let's see if I can get this off my wrist here. Get it close to the camera for you. The little jelly band things, I know, like the Live Strong but aren't Live Strong. There are some that say TremDyn, and on the back say move your fucking feet. I got some of those. And there's also a subdued PA Leads the Way patch, like the old blue and yellow ones. They're coming out in a black on olive, and I have accepted the pre-production sample. So shortly, I imagine I'll be getting a package in the mail with a few hundred of those, and they'll be for sale as well. So now that I got that all taken care of, stuff for sale, just went to Illinois, and wow, was it awesome. Oh, Zach Bush is here. The Illinois trip was the strangely enough, with the bracelet, the crystal, Benjamin has still been wearing his to school every day, and nobody has said a word about it. And he's like the 8th grade. Not great job security. Yes, dear. I saw the order today. I probably will have some beyond the pre-order, but you did get yourself a deal. However, did you use the discount code for patrons? Aren't you a patron? Maybe you're not. I don't know. Anywho, Illinois trip was fantastic. The day 3 pistol was completely sold out, And we had a decent turnout for the radio seminar and for the NAV seminar on Sunday. And with the NAV seminar, Mike and I talked afterwards, and we've decided we're going to change up the format a little bit, make it a little easier to digest. Just ain't ready to tell you all about it at this point. But it was a good time. It's always great out there seeing Nate, and it was such a good deal. And as a matter of fact, on top of all that, before we get into how awesome Nate is, Bill McKay, the owner of Ratworks, was in class, and he found out that my Ratworks knife was pilfered when I was at Human Weapon Interface, and he gave me the one out of his pocket to replace it. He didn't have like one in his truck, like in the box, to like give me like he did 4 years ago when he gave me my Ratworks. And he was like, "Yep, that's not right." And he put his hand in his pocket, pulled his knife out, and handed it to me, and told me that I needed to have a Ratworks. So I got a replacement Ratworks, and it's like the finish on the blade is worn off, or Bill had pried open Amazon boxes and whatnot, or maybe a few terrorists, who knows what Bill does with his knives. But I got a new knife out of it, and this one actually has a little more special meaning to me because like it was his personal knife. So hopefully nobody steals this fucking one, but if they do, I'm going to stick him with it. But the rest of the trip to Illinois was great. All the dudes were awesome, like they always are. I talked to Nate about all kinds of cool subjects, and we made some plans for things. And it looks like I'm going back in December, the 11th and 12th, doing gunfight diagnostics indoor. So it will be cold outside, but we will not be so cold inside. We will be doing it's the airsoft base force on force because it's super high round count. There is 2 days plus the low light portion, so you get a lot for your money. And I've dropped the price just because. Yes, he is the definition of class, and Bill is he's just a great guy. So he bought some target stands from me, the instructor target stands, said that they were awesome, best target stands ever designed, something that, made my head swell because Bill engineers shit for that goes into space. And literally he could have just made them himself because they have a fabrication business. The knife portion is just a smidge of what they do. And he could have just said, "I really like these, I'm going to make more." Instead, he waited until I made a second batch and ordered more. Ron Clark, hello, sir. Hopefully you just heard that I will be back on the 11th and 12th. You are not on the book faces, so it was hard for me to let you know. But I did invite Charity, so I figured she would tell you. Tommy, hello, sir. Winner, chicken dinner. Oh, wait, you didn't win anything. Eli won. But you did well. There was that. After Zach's class, I wasn't so sure if you were going to handle the shooting thing very well, but you really shocked me. Zach did a good job getting you trained up, I suppose. But yeah, great trip. Gonna go back in December. So if you're interested, there are some people have already signed up. It is a limited amount of students available to the class because I only have so much gear, and it is a gear intensive class. I provide you with a Glock airsoft gun, Glock airsoft magazines, base protection, and I only have room for about 9 more people, I think, 8 maybe. I added a couple extra because Nate, our host, has some extra airsoft gear, so I could build it up, but it's still it's not unlimited. So you can put a deposit down and get your slot quickly, or you can potentially wait and miss out. But we are going back. It will be awesome. because that class is always awesome. Ask Crystal. She got the pox from it. Doug Maselli, hello, sir. Oh, what is this? Oh, I can hide and show. It's new software. You got to all bear with me. I'm seeing all the new things that it does. You know why it doesn't sell out, Colt? Because you didn't tell enough people. I'm going to put it all on your shoulders. You think it was a valuable purchase, and you haven't told everybody else. That's what I'm going with. But fact is, Force on Force is a hard sell. People do not like not looking awesome. So there's that. They struggle with not like coming to be have their ego stroked, and it doesn't happen there. She may have got pot from the class, just not from me. Because I don't sell pot or even use pot. Not that I have anything against pot. I care less. Oh, look at Scott willing to pony up another gun. Scott, why don't you just sign up for the class and bring it with you? I mean, it's in Illinois. It's as close to your home state as I'm likely to get. Yeah, everybody looks dumb. Like, that's the problem. Especially in this particular Force on Force class where we're literally trying to break all of the sacred square range cows. So like, if you're going to do it correctly, you're going to get shot a fair amount. But we're going to find out what works and what doesn't. It's tough for people to cope with it, I think. See, even when they get shot in a Force on Force, it's humbling. Hey, Chris. I don't know if it's a Chris I know or a Chris I don't, but it's Chris. Hey, you hear that noise? That's Klaus trying to get into the studio. Well, we got a few folks from the Facebooks, and I haven't really done a Facebook Live in like a year, so interesting. So that was everything on the Tremis Dynamics front. Soon I will have next year's schedule up. It will be pretty cool, I hope. And yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, it's all right, man. Like, I'm not saying like you got to come or I won't be able to eat. I was just pointing out I'm going to be close, and you got a gun. My political commentary is relatively short for this, even though I haven't done a live stream in a few weeks. Like, by the time a live stream day comes, the thing that I wanted to talk about how the world is swirling the fucking drain, something new happens, and I forget the old stuff. Like, it's the rapidity of the shit storms that are hitting us causes me to not. I'd have to do like 2 live streams a week in order to catch up on all the current events. The last one of the, like, I did want to say just in general, I did put this on my list. Fuck Australia. Like, I consider the Australian government as much of a threat to mankind as the German government of the 40s. But at any rate, now that we're at fuck Australia, I saw today that the governess, whatever they call the female version of a governor, it might also be governor of New York, whoever she is, the gal that got appointed, or however the hell you get put into the position when the other governor quits. She said, starting today, they're going to fire medical personnel, doctors and nurses who don't get the stab, and replace them with the National Guard. They're going to put the National Guard in charge of healthcare. I wouldn't trust a doctor in the National Guard, all 7 of them that exist. But the entire state of New York is going to replace this large swath of their medical personnel with rank and file private snuffies from the National Guard. If you live in New York, you actually may be better off for getting your medical care to go to Canada, which has world-class shitty healthcare. It's free. I mean, you get what you pay for. You don't pay anything, any hospital bills, and you get healthcare commensurate with that payment. I know Canadians that they literally would be dead had they not flown to the United States and paid for treatment out of pocket. But that being said, that's what Canada has, and that's probably going to be better than an E2 fresh out of fucking boot camp and's got 3 drills under his belt taking care of your medical needs in New York hospitals. It'll be glorious. I can't wait. Can't wait to see the disaster. I have to scroll up here in the comment section. I wonder if there's a way to make that comment section bigger. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what all the little button and doodabbers can do. As it turns out, I can also invite other folks onto my dual live streams with this service. It's called Restream. And like I can invite other folks. So since Definitive Training Solutions is here in the house, maybe I should do, Zach and I should have in the future a joint live stream on some subject. I don't know what the subject would be, but I have the way to do that where I send him a link and it pops him into my software that I have purchased or I rent actually, like subscribe to it. And then we can do multiple people. Like it looks like I can do like 6 at a time. That might be something pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know how it works. The molecule exchange. I like this. We'll have to schedule a test sometime when we're both free to see if we can get it to function before we go live with it, because I literally subscribed to it earlier today. And because I got a deal. Like I had tried the free trial and then I fucking went out of town and didn't play with it. And they were worried that I wasn't going to stick with it. So they offered me 20% off. So I took it. My network connection is a 6 out of 10. I don't know if that's good or not. Interesting. Can I click on that? I know you all don't really need to hear me mumble about how this thing works, but oh, there's closed captioning on the Facebooks. I don't think I turned that on. It must just be a thing. Something we disagree on. There are a few things that we disagree on. For the most part, we agree on some principle, and then we disagree on how to best effectively participate in said principle. That's really the thing. Yeah, I'm not a tech genius. I never would have guessed. It's all right. Neither am I. Oh, well, they can shit me down all they want. I didn't use Facebook fucking live or the live stream on Facebook for a long time anyway. I can go back to not using it. Although I once had a Facebook live chat, and a couple years ago, had a few hundred people watching it. I don't know what they were there for. Don't really care. I was amused. We should probably do. Oh, awesome. We can talk about that. In fact, if you're free in December and you want to come up to the Force on Force class, there is ample opportunity to use moving backwards and while shooting, and pressure test it. There is. I'm just saying. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hopefully the mic is like very directed right at my face. Hopefully nobody grabs a screen capture of that maneuver. But out the fucking window, I live probably 2 blocks from a fairground where they're having a giant fair. Over the course of the week, it's about 60,000 people, and they have a concert every night. And it's nobody good. Last night apparently was some type of live action puppet show, and they sang, and it was bad. And tonight I can hear stuff coming through the window, and it's bad. Perfect. You can bring Carter. As a matter of fact, there are some young girls there to entertain him with. Just saying. It's a chance for him to work on his game. Like, I don't know remember how old Carter is anymore at this point, but I think they have a 6 and 11 and then like a 14 and 16-year-old. So plenty of gals for a young boy to entertain himself with. Just saying. But hell yeah, bring him up. That'd be fantabulous. I could bring Benjamin, except he's got school, and I'd have to take him out of school both Friday and Monday, maybe Thursday, because I might go up a day early so I can go visit my homies at Midwest Industries because, they're pretty cool. Oh, I got a new product from them. You guys don't really care, but I finally got a Night Fighter rail. Look at that. I don't know why they're having a fair in September. It's like the end of the summer fair. It's big. It's bigger than any of the county fairs in like the nearest 15 or 17 counties, I'm sure. But I think most of the vendors and stuff and the rides and shit, this is their last fair before they close up for winter because they're, traveling bullshit. But where was I saying? Oh, yes. Midwest Industries. I stopped up there, and the new product I got is the Night Fighter rail in the 9.5 inch or 9 3/4 inch, whatever it is, that'll fit a 10.5 inch barrel. So I'll get into swapping that out here probably one day next week and put up some pictures and whatnot. But it works just like the other Night Fighter rail. Although I might, when I put it on, so I have to take my can off in order to get the rail on and off of the barrel and whatnot. Maybe I will do a test between the 13.5 inch and the 9.5 inch with the same pressure, because the 9.5 inch in theory should move less because there is much less leverage. So there should be that. It is super stiff. Like, Pete handed it to me and I held it in my hand and I said, "Oh, that's stiff." And he shook his head in a disapproving of my inappropriateness. We were also in the Midwest Industry showroom when I was making sexual innuendos. So there might be some reason, to be like, but either way, it's pretty cool. And I'll put it on here shortly. That was what I picked up while I was there. And where does it say? Oh, yeah, 29 minutes. Man, fucking things like, I would say half over, but I don't think I'm going to make them an hour anymore because I feel pressured to come up with an hour worth of bullshit to talk about. But fucking piece of fuzz. Zach mentioned the kids' jujitsu class that Carter goes to, and it looks like here locally, starting shortly, I too will be going to some jujitsu classes, and for those of you that know me and my disdain for actually having physical contact with other human beings, that's a big step for me, to purposely make myself that uncomfortable, but it should be worth it. And I'll not have enough showers available to make that not terrible, but I'm doing it anyway, because that's how you're supposed to do things, right? You don't do the shit you're good at. You do the shit that makes you uncomfortable and that you're bad at, and et cetera, et cetera. And so there we go. It's going to happen. And I'm just going to take like one of those, the black bags, like the gravity showers, so that I can shower like in the parking lot before I get back in the car and get everybody's cooties off of me. It's just for my friends that know, I like when I see you, I'm like, oh, you're here, and we do like the handshake, bro hug, because then I can get it out of the way and I don't have to do any more like yeah. But I figured that my jujitsu pals would be all giddy. Ooh, look, he's gonna go do it. I can't wait to roll with him and kick his ass. That's the other danger. Like, I got to go somewhere where like people don't already know me, because there's a list of folks that are just looking to take their years of pent up, got to get even with Gary on me. Willie, there might be. I don't know. I didn't even ask. And I'm only kind of joking about that needing a shower. I just hate touching people. And, but you know, I figure, fuck it. Willie goes and rubs up on all those dudes. It's got to be something about it. So I should do it too. You're my inspiration, Willie. But yeah, start that here shortly. I guess I got to buy one of the costumes, like the Bruce Lee costumes. Because I guess that's a neat, you got to have that thing. And it's fine, dear. At least if I have to get a hug, it's from a gal and not from some sweaty dude. Yeah. Did you miss that part? Yep, with Jay, the professor. We worked out a deal. Yeah, that could happen. You could get rolled up like a pretzel. I know when Zach does them up here, he brings a ringer with him, like a fucking professional fucking MMA fighter to come up and fucking school everybody. Man, that fucking dog is trying to get it. He's working on the doorknob right now. Yes, a gi. That's it. I'm still going to call it a costume. Because there are two types of outfits that people wear that aren't just regular clothes. There are costumes and there are uniforms. And if it's a uniform, then it's something that your nationality wears into combat. And if you're in combat for any other reason, or any other type of conflict, and it's not for your nation or nation state, then it's a costume. So that's what I'm calling it. And then, so I was like, all right, I got to get one of those things, the gi costume. And holy shit, do people like to put fucking graphics all over them. All kinds of fucking logos and patches of shit that I've never heard of. And I was like, doesn't just somebody make one that's, I don't know, plain? Like, I wore pants today. You know what? They didn't have on them a fucking logo anywhere. Just, it was tough. I finally found one that wasn't white, because I'm not buying anything fucking white. This is going to turn disgusting in like 3 minutes. Ooh, street clothes. I like the street clothes. I also ain't wearing one of them fucking form-fitting fucking... Yeah. Although my new printer does make custom printed rash guards. So there can be a Tremis Dynamics rash guard. However, I sure as fuck wouldn't wear a Tremis Dynamics rash guard as someone that doesn't know fuck all about BJJ. That's just like strutting your shit like, dude, look at that. I got my own custom branded shit. Oh, while you kick my ass. So there'll be a big no to the Tremis Dynamics rash guard, even though I could have one made. Oh, I ain't fair fucking wearing white. Now I got to get a rash guard made, huh, Zach? I'll get on the artwork for you. Man, now the guy's telling me I got to wear the form-fitting thing. Check it out. I'm a McChunky kid. Like, we don't like shit that's like form-fitting. It's a thing. All right, you guys. I'll get on the artwork for a rash guard. Of course, that artwork is different than the artwork for the t-shirts and shit because they dye sublimate it. So the base material is white. Unless you want it to be all white with a logo on it, you have to provide artwork that colors the whole thing. So it's a little more work on my end to make said artwork because white just turns disgusting in a heartbeat. It'd be gray. Ooh, okay, man. I will not put a picture of it on the internet until after you get told to take it off. Rash guard should be gray or black. Perfect, because that's the color. The black is the easiest color to work with when in the art area because it covers a lot of my faults in the artwork. But I could do gray as well. Speaking of gray, the new hoodie will be available in gray. I'm actually thinking about changing it so that the gray one has yellow print on the arm. Just maybe. I'm not good at this, making artwork in fucking formats and sizes that they want, but I'll work on it. And rash guards will be on the list. All right, I guess I'm going to put rash guards near the top of the list. Ooh, I forgot I had this little thing. Do rash guard artwork. All right, that's on my list. But you're lucky. I had to flip my card over to write that down, and I had a note on the back. This is a note you all may be interested in. So for the last 2 years, I don't know if you guys have been aware of this. This goes back to me pimping myself. Last 2 years, I have based classes around the idea that it is $200 per training day, plus or minus. So if it was something that was less focus intensive for me as the instructor, I would drop the price some. If there were higher consumables, I would up the price some. But like Daniil started at $200 a day and then flexed depending on the content of the class. Starting next year for Pennsylvania classes, sorry for you fellas that only come to classes in other states. But for Pennsylvania classes, I am basing all of the pricing around $150 a day instead of $200 a day. Now, that can still plus or minus depending on the consumables. If it's got UTM in it, it's going to go up. But we should see home classes drop in price somewhat. Now, range fees at different ranges will still be a thing, but the tuition side with the normal level of consumables, X number of targets and target stands and whatnot, and per student will, I'm dropping it down and taking a hit on the money side, mostly because I'm an asshole. And if you come to a class and ask me why me dropping my price is being an asshole, I will tell you. but I will not tell you here on the YouTubes, but I will tell you at class. You just have to pay to hear the story. Brujitsu. Dude, that's awesome. That is Brujitsu. I like it. Somebody call Gary Ernest. Like he not only does jujitsu, he's the fellow that owns the brewery that makes Imperium. So that's pretty all right. Oh, listen. One of the people that came to the fair, the 60,000 that invade my town of 10,000, there are car alarms going off. Motherfuckers. Brittany, hello, dear. Glad to see that you could make it. You did make it before it has ended. I see you're doing it on the Facebooks. I'm doing both tonight. So I do actually. That could be Gary Ernest's signature move. I'm a little ways off of having my own signature move. However, I do have my own signature move in air hockey. It's called the Marnaldo, and I'm not saying I'm good at air hockey, but I don't lose very often. So I have been known to wager large sums of change on air hockey. I have at different times I used to go with the guys I worked with, and we would play $1 a point and $10 for the game. So we play a game of air hockey, which is best of 7. So the winner got $10 from the loser, and then they got $1 for every number in the point spread. So it was, somewhere between 11 and $16. Good deal. Brujitsu. I'm sure he'll dig it. All right. There is a study group coming up this weekend. I did not get an email out. I did make a Facebook event. I will get the email out tomorrow. I was having some trouble today getting logged into that because I have it as a separate email or a separate MailChimp account that apparently I didn't remember the password for, and I was struggling to get them to send me the right password for the right account, but I did get into it so I could put Tommy in. He wanted to be subscribed to it. But I will get an email out tomorrow with this weekend's study group on Saturday, 10 o'clock at Gettysburg Battlefield. We will be doing a small tour where the experts of what happened in 1863, don't quote me on that year, can tell you everything they know. Or more likely, just those of us who know something will tell you what we do know. And we'll drive around and check out the different parts and then walk to the cool parts. And there's a couple spots that are pretty awesome. But we'll share stories and fellowship and see what we know and don't know about the Battle of Gettysburg. I've been there probably a little over a dozen times. And the last time we went, took the family, and instead of like just hitting the stuff we wanted to see, we literally started our morning where the very first skirmish of the battle started, and then we followed the flow of the battle in our car. We would drive to the next spot, so we did it chronologically, which was kind of cool. It was a different take than we normally did, so it was pretty neat. The fucking car out there, I swear to fucking Christ. Like if somebody throws a Molotov cocktail on it, not me, I don't even have one, but if somebody else did, I would delete the footage from my fucking cameras outside my house so they didn't get caught. Like I might throw the fucking hard drive in the flaming car. I hate the fair, in case you can't tell. They have one day of the fair. It's like 7 days long. One day of the fair, veterans can get in for free because they charge like a $6 cover charge or something to get in the fairgrounds. And so they do a 1 day, a veteran appreciation day that I'll go in that day and make my rounds through all the food vendors, from like things I'd like to drink, like homemade birch beer, through, hot sausage sandwiches and all the different the different food vendors that I only see during the fair, and then like wrap it up with a fucking funnel cake or something, and then I carry that armload of shit back to my house so that I have like a day's worth of food. But I'm not paying an entry fee to get into a fucking fair. And but 60,000 other people do. And you know what they really like to do is park in my fucking parking spot. I don't have off-street parking, so I just have to park on the street in front of my house, which usually isn't a problem until 60,000 fucking foreigners show up and decide that they don't want to pay the parking fee at the fair, so they just park in my fucking spot. Boo. Oh yeah, she is not a fan of the fair either. Although she at least will go down and get like some food from different people at different times. I only go the day it's free, and the day that it was free was yesterday, and I missed it because I was driving back from Illinois. So no fair food for Gary. But my son, awesome kid that he is, I don't say those words very often. He used some of his own money to buy me a quart of homemade birch beer and brought it home. That was pretty all right of him. But anyhow, so enough of my rant about the fucking fair. Next year, prices are going down by, what is that? What's 50 out of 200? That's like 25 fucking percent. Pencil home classes are going down 25%. Now, it ain't really just like for Pennsylvania residents. I tried to see if I could do that. And the website, it doesn't have a way for me to like auto tell where you live and discount it. But that is the gist of it, is that if the class is in Pennsylvania next year, it's going to likely cost less than it did this year. And we got like fucking 6 new classes to introduce. In fact, I'm only running dynamic pistol and dynamic carbine twice. Once as a standalone class and once as part of dynamic week. And I'm adding shit to dynamic week. Like, it's already 7 days. It's going to be even cooler next year. Just shit I can't talk about yet, but it's in the plans. And there's going to be some new Force on Force classes, and like there's just going to be some cool shit. Just can't tell you about it yet because it's not finalized. Fucking Brian Anton. Hello, sir. You came just in time for me to just about punch out of here. So, yep, new classes, less cost per day. You can expect the UTM classes to still be expensive because UTM is expensive. The good news is you don't have to bring any ammo. So the class may cost more, but the ammo is included. So there's that. But price dropping, more of them. That was the last thing that I had on my list because it was on the other side. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to punch out of this live chat. It has gone on for 48 minutes and 20 seconds. I don't know what happens when this live stream ends under this Restream software. So we're going to find out. And if you recall the previous live chats and how they went, if there was any sort of difference in the audio, video quality of any type, let me know. I don't know that, and having 1 day of data probably doesn't tell me much. My internet could suck. Your internet could suck. I don't really know if it's this software, but if I see a habit of using this software causing issues, then I know that it is the software and not the other random things that cause the internet to suck. So thanks for the good nights, everybody. And I will see you all next Tuesday. And we're going to try and get these live chats a little more frequent. And until then, take it easy. Let's see. What do I click? End stream.